How long have you and your dog been together? 5 years, 8 years, maybe 10. Let's do a quick calculation. The average dog lives 12, 13 years. Large breeds even less. Now think about your own dog. How old is he right now? Most people never do this math because the answer is heavy. But one day, when you least expect it, you realize something. The years ahead of you, there are fewer of them now, and in that moment, your whole way of looking at things changes. This video is for that moment, and for anyone who wants to know what to do when that moment arrives. Welcome to Dog Mind Code. By the time you finish this video, every moment you spend with your dog will mean something more. But first, let's get something clear. Why is this calculation so hard to make? Because we don't see them aging. At least, it doesn't feel that way. Every morning you see the same dog, the same eyes, the same voice, the same excitement. The change is so slow that you don't notice it. One day he takes the stairs a little slower, but it slips past you. One day he's not as eager to play as he used to be, but you chalk it up to tiredness. One day you wake up in the morning, and instead of jumping up to greet you, he just wags his tail, and you smile and move on. But the change is real. Your brain is choosing not to see it. In psychology, this is called cognitive avoidance. Instead of confronting a painful truth, the mind steers itself toward making that truth blurry. And that is a completely human thing to do. But we are not going to do that here today. Today we are going to face it, because seeing clearly is worth so much more than arriving too late. To understand how dogs age, we need to know one important truth first. Dog years and human years do not work the same way. We have all heard it before. 1 dog year equals 7 human years, they say. But that is not accurate. That is an oversimplification. Researchers from the University of California, San Diego published a study in 2020 examining DNA methylation, which is the cellular marker of aging, to calculate the real conversion between dog years and human years. The results were striking. A dog at 2 years old is biologically similar to a 30-year-old human. At 7 years old, similar to a 50-year-old. At 12 years old, close to 70. So the dog who has been with you for 8 years is biologically somewhere between 55 and 58 in human years. And if you have been together for 12 years, that translates to around 70 human years. Think about that for a moment. Remember the day he came home as a tiny puppy. Everything was new. Everything was exciting. You had so much time ahead of you. And now, most of it is behind you. But aging is not only about the body. Changes happen in the dog's brain too, and those changes deeply affect the bond he has with you. To understand this, let us look briefly at the neuroscience. A young dog's brain is curious. It wants to learn everything. Every scent is new. Every sound is interesting. Every person is a potential playmate. An older dog's brain works differently. Curiosity fades. Depth grows. Instead of discovering new things, he wants to be with what he already knows. And who does he know better than anyone? You. Researchers from Eötvös-Loránd University found that older dogs show significantly stronger attachment behavior toward their owners compared to younger dogs. Less exploration, deeper bond. So as he ages, his world gets smaller. But at the center of that smaller world, there you are, more than ever. Every year, a little more. Now I want to ask you something. Have you noticed any of these things in your dog recently? He takes the stairs more slowly than he used to. He gets colder more easily in cool weather. Sometimes it takes him a moment longer to notice you. He doesn't jump up right away when he wakes up. His interest in old toys has faded, but the time he wants to spend sitting beside you has increased. If you recognized at least 2 of those, your dog is sending you a message, not with words, with his behavior. And understanding that behavior is one of the greatest gifts you can give him. Veterinary scientists associate these signs with canine cognitive dysfunction. That is the clinical name for cognitive aging in dogs, and it appears in 35% of dogs over the age of 8. But this is not a disease. It is a part of life, and your dog is going through this part of life right beside you. Now the time has come to talk about something very important. How do you actually spend time with an aging dog? Most owners get this wrong. He needs more exercise, they say. I need to keep him active, they say. I'll keep him lively, they say. Unfortunately, no. This is hard to say, but it is the truth. Your aging dog is not asking for more movement from you. He is not asking for more excitement. He is just asking for you. Research from Linköping University showed that the nervous system regulation of older dogs becomes almost entirely dependent on their owner. Younger dogs draw energy from their environment. Older dogs draw energy from their owner. So the calmer you are, the calmer he is. The more at peace you are, the more at peace he is. The more present you are, the safer he feels. This can feel like a great weight to carry, but it is a gift because there are very few things in this world like a living being needing you this deeply. And now, we have arrived at the part you have been avoiding, the time that remains. These are heavy words, I know, but you need to hear them. No matter how old your dog is right now, one day you will look at him for the last time. That truth does not change, but how you face that truth determines how you live the time that remains. And there are two paths here. The first path keeps delaying, says I don't want to think about this right now, says we'll deal with it when the time comes, and that day arrives sooner than expected. The second path looks directly at it, doesn't look away, and then turns to the dog and asks, what can I do for you today? The second path is harder, but the second path leaves no regrets. So what can you actually do right now? Let's be specific. First, slow down. Your aging dog now takes longer to examine every scent on a walk than he used to. Let him. Don't rush him. Let him stop as long as he needs. Those walks are no longer about exercise. They are about feeling the world. Research from the University of Bristol shows that older dogs given the freedom to sniff showed a 40% drop in stress indicators. Just from sniffing, just from being given time. Second, silence. Your aging dog does not always want to play anymore, but he wants to be close to you. In the evenings, sit beside him. Without doing anything, just be there. Put your hand on his back. Breathe. That is the greatest thing you can give him. Third, routine. For older dog, routine means safety. The same time for meals, the same time for walks, the same time for sleep. This is not monotony. This is stability. And stability, for an aging dog, is the greatest gift in the world. Fourth, pain. Older dogs can be very good at hiding their pain. This is an evolutionary instinct. They do it to avoid appearing weak, but there are subtle signs. Does he lower himself to the ground more carefully when he lies down? Does he avoid lying on a particular side? Does he pull back slightly when you touch his back? Has his eating pace changed? If you see these signs, you can take him to the vet because pain management in older dogs dramatically improves their quality of life. Fifth, photographs. This may sound like a cliche, but listen. Capture how he looks today, how he looks on walks, how he looks when he sleeps, how he looks when he is waiting for you. Because one day you will look at those photographs and you will remember how beautiful those times were and how lucky you were to have been there. Now let's bring everything together. At the very beginning, we asked you a simple question. How long have you two been together? And then we said something that most people do not want to think about. The years ahead of you may be fewer than the ones you have already shared. That is heavy, I know. But inside that truth, there is another truth that most people miss. He is still here, every day, with you, every morning, still waking up the same way. When he sees you, still the same look, the same bond. And maybe you see this as an ordinary moment, but for him, it is not. Every time he looks at you, something very deep happens in his brain. He is not just seeing you. He knows you, your scent, your voice, your presence. He processes all of it as safety. And this is not just a habit. This is the result of millions of years of evolution, the purest form of what we call loyalty. Science shows this clearly. Studies conducted by Gregory Burns at Emory University found that the stimulus that most powerfully activates the dog brain is anything that reminds them of their owner. Your voice, your scent, your silhouette, and the most remarkable part, that activation is identical to the response that forms in humans when they see their closest family members. So to him, you are not just a person. You are not just the one who feeds him. You are not just the one he lives with. You are the most powerful experience in his world, the safest place, the most familiar feeling, the deepest bond. And this happens again every single day, today, tomorrow, and every day that remains. You may be watching time pass, but he is choosing you again every single day by slowing down, by moving closer, by turning toward you more and more. And maybe this is why this story is not only about loss, It is about noticing, because the truth is this: time may be running shorter, but the bond deepens a little more with every passing day. I want to genuinely thank you for watching this video, because this is not an easy subject. Most people close the video before they get to this point. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to feel it. But you stayed, and that already says a great deal about your dog, but more importantly, about you. Because everyone loves, but not everyone looks closely. Everyone has a dog, but not everyone truly sees. You looked, and that choice carries far more meaning for your dog than you might think. Now I want to ask you for one simple thing. How old is your dog? And how long have you two been together? Write it in the comments, just that. But as you write it, stop for just a second. Really feel those numbers, because those numbers are not just time. They are memories, walks, morning greetings, quiet evenings, and you will notice just writing those numbers changes something inside you. Maybe it slows you down a little. Maybe it makes you a little more aware. Maybe for the first time, it lets you truly see. And if you share this video with someone who has an aging dog, you will not just be sending them a video. You will be reminding them of the value of time, and maybe helping them see something they have been unknowingly missing. And if you now understand why your dog draws closer to you in his final years, we move next to a harder question. In our next video, when a dog loses the person he was most bonded to, what happens inside him? What changes in his brain? And why does that loss affect them so much more deeply than we ever imagined? Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss it.